In 1949, the Soviet Union detonated its first nuclear weapon. Last year, China made its own stealth bomber plans public. However, there are still some weapons that the rest of the world lacks. The US troops have an advantage on any battlefield, anywhere in the world, thanks to weapons like the MQ9 Reaper Drone, the Laser Avenger, and the ADAPTIV cloaking. Some of these weapons have been around for a while some have just undergone modifications, and others are still being manufactured. Here are the top 10 most powerful weapons that only America has. Number 10. MQ9 Reaper Drone. Although the Reaper has been around for more than 10 years until recently, it was mostly utilized for intelligence and reconnaissance. Currently, F-16 squadrons are being converted to totally unmanned drone fleets, with a wingspan of 84 feet, a takeoff weight of 7,000 pounds, a payload capacity of 3,000 pounds, and a flight time of 36 hours. The Reaper is the largest UAV in the American arsenal. The drone soars to a height of 52,000 feet and reads a license plate from a distance of more than 2 miles. The UAV fleet, which can carry 500-pound bombs and air-to-air missiles, is prepared to provide the majority of American air assistance. In comparison to any other weapon system in its arsenal, the Air Force has more personnel trained to handle its expanding fleet of drones as of March 2011. Number 9. AA-12 Atchison Assault Shotgun. The recoil of the AA-12 is engineered to be only 10% of that of a standard shotgun, allowing it to be fired from the hip with one hand while firing 5 12-gauge shells per second. The Atchison is as effective in firing high explosive or fragmentation grenades, known as Frag-12 rounds, up to 175 meters. Tests have revealed that the AA-12, which is intended for long-term combat use, can shoot up to 9,000 rounds before needing to be cleaned or jammed. To discharge the 20 rounds from the drum at a target, all the user needs to do is to press the trigger for 4 seconds. Number 8. Adaptive Invisibility Cloak makes tanks disappear. Scientists have now discovered a way to make tanks invisible, as if tanks weren't already terrifying enough. In comparison, it somewhat makes the Harry Potter cloak that they were trying to make genuine appear like a pansy. According to Sky News, the adaptive system enables vehicles to blend into their surroundings and disappear when seen in infrared. When viewed through a thermoscope, the pixels mask the vehicle's heat by rapidly changing temperature thanks to sheets of thin, lightweight, hexagonal pixels. Swedish invention that has a patent. Infrared and other electrical frequencies are used by Adaptive. While it can make the coated vehicle look invisible by blending it into the surroundings, it can also alter the returning signal's appearance. One may make a tank resemble an automobile. For instance, both the combat vehicle dissipating and changing shape to resemble an automobile are depicted in these photos. Number 7. Phaser Rifle. The Personnel Halting and Stimulation Response. Phaser Rifle is a portable dazzler that uses a laser array to blind and confuse targets. The United Nations Protocol on Blinding Laser Weapons, which the United States didn't ratify until 2009, wisely prohibited the use of weapons that can blind people, but the phaser merely temporarily blinds people, evading the restrictions. Initially, dazzlers were attached to the weapons of American soldiers as a non-lethal deterrent for Iraqis who evaded checkpoints. The phaser measures the distance to its target and ensures that its intensity is non-blinding by using a green laser array. Number 6. The Taser Shockwave. At the push of a button, the Taser model will electrocute a crowd. The Taser may be piled and connected together virtually endlessly to create an array of denial. Any vehicle can mount it as well. This Goliath Taser has 2 rows of 16 tasers each, and either row of both rows can fire. From about 40 feet away, it may shock its target with a crippling shock. Military operations now make use of the Taser Shockwave. In a corporate video at Gizmodo, the Shockwave was demonstrated in action and had an effective range of 25 feet. Number 5. The Black Knight. It has always been the goal of generals to complete their missions with the fewest number of casualties. Unmanned aerial vehicles have made it possible for the average soldier to get an unmatched eagle's eye view of the battlefield. As a result, commanders may communicate with specific units, find the enemy, and even launch strikes via a network of connected unmanned drones. However, there still needs to be a ground presence, even with complete control over the airspace. A Black Knight tank demonstrated its suitability as a reconnaissance vehicle in a 2007 BAE presentation. The crew of a manned Bradley fighting vehicle was able to lay down kinetic fire on a mock target while it was able to maneuver to a place of cover and examine battle damage. Additionally, the Black Knight tank was able to maneuver and communicate communicate its results to the human vehicle. The tank crew will find this knowledge to be quite helpful, and it won't put them or another crew in danger. Over the years, the U.S. Army has used armed drones and autonomous vehicles in a variety of operations. The U.S. always wants to have a distant human acting as the trigger. Because of this, the decision to actually release ordnance has always been made by a human pilot at every stage of development. Number 4. The Active Denial System. America's ray gun by 60 Minutes is actually more of a radar array and microwave combo. The electromagnetic waves that are emitted by the ADS are shorter than microwaves and are rapidly absorbed by the epidermis. The military refers to this as the goodbye weapon because the anguish is so severe and the need to flee the beams is so overwhelming. Both test participants and prisoners have been subjected to ADS usage domestically. It was sent to Afghanistan in 2010, but was mysteriously called back a few months later. According to the military, exposure has no after effects. It's described by those who have experienced it as feeling like your skin is on fire. In the end, a weapon like the ADS exists outside of the standards that are associated with more traditional weaponry. Number 3. The Laser Avenger. Unmanned aerial systems are being used more and more frequently by every conventional army in modern times. These autonomous drones can be found in almost any size and design. Armed forces from all over the world rely on these extra sets of eyes and ears to monitor the battlefield, from manned portable equipment to high-altitude surveillance drones. One of the few weapons in the world that excels in destroying these small aircraft efficiently is Boeing's Laser Avenger. It is entirely feasible to shoot down a UAV using current ballistics. However, on a real battlefield, attempting to shoot down a UAV frequently makes the shooter's location known. This increases the risk to the crew or the vehicle. What if there was a way to launch a missile that was invisible to the human eye entirely? An HMMWV Humvee platform's back may accommodate the mounting of the Boeing Laser Avenger. The Laser Avenger is intended to shoot down UAVs mid-flight and has an infrared laser with a 10 kilowatt maximum output. Boeing had to create a very intricate tracking system that could detect incredibly small things moving at low to medium altitudes in order to do this when operating in line of sight, a laser LOS. As a result, it is conceivable to fire a precise, focused laser that can burn through an unmanned drone. If all goes as planned, this will remove it from the atmosphere. The advantage of laser weapons like the Laser Avenger is that they conceal the shooter's location. Multiple unmanned flying objects can be individually targeted and brought down by a single Avenger laser system. The best part is that it accomplishes this without firing a single shot. Number 2. Mars Robot Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System. The Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System is an unmanned ground vehicle, UGV, that is strong, adaptable, and combat ready. It was created expressly for RSTA missions, reconnaissance, surveillance, and target acquisition to boost the protection of soldiers manning advanced positions while successfully carrying out security operations including ambushes, hostage rescue, forced entry, booby-trapped locations, detainee riots, site security, and IED. Mars keeps soldiers away from hostile fire. Up to several kilometers distant, RSTA sensors can be remotely placed in strategic areas to detect threats and, if necessary, trigger an immediate response. Multiple safety features are present, and Mars only functions when it receives instructions in code from its operator. When the rules of engagement call for it, Mars provides a variety of choices for escalating the use of force, including non-lethal laser dazzlers and oral deterrents, less than lethal grenades, and lethal fire from a grenade launcher or machine gun. Number 1. XM2010 Enhanced Sniper Rifle. The 22-year-old M24 sniper rifle underwent a series of modifications to create the XM2010, which was created expressly to be efficient in Afghanistan's high altitude, long-distance combat. The XM2010 contains additional gunpowder in the rounds it shoots, as a flash suppressor, a sound suppressor, and a thermal sleeve to conceal the warm barrel from FLIR in order to achieve quiet, pinpoint accuracy at up to 1,200 meters. U.S. snipers are qualified to strike a man-sized target 9 out of 10 times at 600 meters, or more than a third of a mile, when they complete the 5-week training program at Fort Benning, Georgia. Subscribe for more content just like this one and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to smash that like button and also press the bell icon to get notified about our new videos. Until then, fellas.